Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video we will again do into scenery in this winter series, and I did made my sketch. It is a clock in snow, and I also traced it onto my watercolor paper. As always, sketch will be available for download from my website, so there is a link down in the description box. Go ahead and download it for yourself, trace it, and we can get started. Also, first thing I'm gonna do, I did not pre-wet the paper this time, but I took a very light wash of mix of blue and black to get a little bit more grayish color, but also going more on the blue side than on the gray side. To paint in the sky, I also took a lot of water in my brush, and that is actually how I pre-wetted my paper, with that light wash. Then I've added a little bit more of black and a little bit more of blue, but this time I made it look a little bit more like gray, not so much as a blue, and then again went over the sky. And when finished with that, I painted in the snow, but I was careful not to touch the part where the horizon line is, because I did not want to make it bleed into my snow. So I tried to avoid that little thin line and tried to avoid to touch those parts. And after that, I took a little bit smaller brush, and again very saturated, this time not very saturated, but a little bit more saturated, that gray color, and on those lines that I made in my sketch, went over those lines to make that part look as though it is a little bit in the shadow. I left it to dry completely, and after that I turned around, as you can see, my paper, because that makes it easier for me. I pre-wetted just the part around the horizon line, actually above the horizon line, and then took even smaller brush, that mix of blue and black, and then tilted my paper and let it bleed slightly. Went over horizon line and let it bleed slightly into my sky. I do want it to look as though it is further away, maybe in some fog, or not very sharp in a distance. So that is the reason why I did that like that. I did not want to upper line to be sharp, but I wanted to look as though there is some maybe wood further away, and I think this is a perfect way to achieve that. I let it bleed into the sky, and as you can see, it turned out very beautiful. And when again finished with that, I added a little bit more of the pigment on those lines that I pre-sketched to make it a little bit more darker, a little bit darker shadows, and left it to dry completely. And after that, moved on to painting my sky. I will paint slightly a little bit more details on the snow, but that is basically it, with the background and the foreground, the snow and the sky, and that, I don't know, wood in the distance. For the clock, I used the same mixture of blue and black, and I also added a little bit more of the blue because I didn't want it to be a grayish, but also going on to blue. And I did watch my reference photo. Actually, the reference photo was only a clock. I placed it into the snow. But I was using the reference photo for the light source because it made it easier for me to look at something and to see where the shadows and the highlights are, and not have to try to guess. So I did use the reference photo for the clock and painted in the highlights and the shadows. I did go a little bit overboard on one side with shadows with that dark paint, so I had to see right now, had to pick up a little bit of the paint just to make that highlight. But at the end it did turn out okay, because I did have this a darker border, and I think it looked even better. For the inside of the clock, I used a mix of brownish color and the yellow just to paint in that center part. And since the light source is on the right side of the clock, that part, the right side of the clock, will be a little bit darker, and I will add some shadows there later on. But for now, I've just painted it just slightly darker with the same color, but a little bit more saturated. Then I left it to dry completely, moved on to painting the upper part of the clock, and also having in mind where my light source is, and adding some shadows and highlights accordingly. Since there is a little bit more details on this clock, especially on that upper part, that handle, I did use quite small detail brush, so I do advise you to use smaller brush. And also for that part where, around the center of the clock, that also is that gray, bluish gray color, just use a little bit smaller brush because it will make it easier for you to do the details. I think if you're using a larger brush, it is quite hard to stay within those lines. So my advice to you is, this is again as the one yesterday. This one is also quite a detailed painting, so it does. But you know what? On the other hand, I do love detailed paintings because it's somehow I just leave my brain. Somehow I shut down my brain, and it's just floating somewhere. I don't even think. I just enjoy. I just do those little strokes and touch up here, touch up there, and it just relaxes me a lot. So those, detailed paintings with a lot of small details are quite relaxing and refreshing. And I guess I almost always shut down my brain doing them. So I actually do love those, and I hope you will try this one. It is, again, it's not difficult at all. You have the sketch, so there is basically no reason why not to try it and meditate while doing these details. And now I'm using again a script brush, quite thin brush. I do love it, as I always say, for very detailed painting and very thin lines. So I am using, just to touch up and to add the tiniest lines, thinnest lines, I'm using that script brush. When dried, I did a second layer, added a little bit more of the pigment, this time black, to the upper part of the clock because it was too light, and I did plan to do a little bit more layers. And just go until and add layers until you're satisfied with how dark your clock is and how dark the darkest shadows are. And right now I am adding black on the right side of the clock that is in shadow, and also that center part, just to make it a little bit darker and to make that shadow a little bit more believable. This time I am using a larger brush that can handle a larger washes because I do want it to be a little bit transparent, that shadow, and I don't want it to be just one even layer of black or one even layer of dark gray. I do want it to be a little bit transparent and have some of that brownish color peek through, or ochre color peek through those shadows. And also I've added a couple of lines, couple of details to the snow, as I said earlier I would do. And right now I'm just touching up on the details, adding a little bit more of the color here and there where I find fit. When finished with watercolors, I decided to do the inside of the clock and the lines inside of the clock and the numbers with my Micron pen. It's an ink pen, so you can basically use any ink pen you have, any black pen you have, gel pen, whatever. Just don't add any more watercolor on top of it. If it's a pen that is not water soluble, so not waterproof. And if it's waterproof, well, you can add on top of it, but not. Just keep in mind to first then paint the center of the clock, those little handles that are showing time, because if you go with your pen that is water soluble, before you do that, you might smudge it later on when painting those handles. And again, I did use a quite small brush because I did want it to, well, it made it easier. Of course, you can use here some small detail brush, again a little bit of the script brush for thin lines, and well, our clock is starting to look like a clock. I will be adding a little bit more details with the ink pen because basically that part inside the clock I did how I saw fit, and those little lines going around the numbers also, so I did not try to make them perfect. I just painted them, drew them as I wanted to, because that is an old clock. It is all a little bit ruined, a little bit worn out from the time, so I did not try to make it perfect inside. Also some shadows from those handles, and you can see right now and here how the light is falling. And just now when I was recording this voiceover, I just noticed that I did not paint the shadow on the upper part of that thinnest layer thinnest little handle that shows seconds, I guess. And well, I did that a little bit later on, but I just noticed that right now. And with that, I'll be finishing off this painting and of course this video. Thank you guys a lot for watching, for all your support. I do appreciate that a lot. And well, if you do like this video, please hit the like button, share it, comment. And if you haven't still, please subscribe to my channel. That would really mean a lot to me. If you want to go a step further, maybe consider joining my channel, listen to the offer, press that join next to the subscribe button, and decide whether or not you want to join. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!